afternoon, everybody. It's Eleanor here for a Flosstube update. So this is the Love of Stitches. You can find me here on YouTube, and you can also find me on Instagram. So it's nice to see you all. It is a Friday afternoon. It's not my normal stitching time, or should I say filming time. I normally film on a Wednesday morning, but work commitments are getting in the way, to say the least. So I'm just going to do a quick update with you today. I've got quite a few bits to show you. So I've got my current whips, what I've been working on since the last time I spoke. We've also got some Stitch Kindness, which is brill, and I've also got my stitching that I'm planning, my future plans for when I go to Italy in a week's time. So let's make a move, shall we? So firstly, can I say I'm really sorry for missing you all, but as I said, work commitments are just getting in the way, and it's just not on. Really isn't on. It's just taking a toll on my stitching time, but there we go. Right, so where shall I start? So what have I done since the last time I saw you? So firstly, we've got Pandemic. So Pandemic, the lovely Tammy from the Scottish Stitchers, who's actually Canadian but lives in Scotland. She's a dear friend of mine and Ali's. Basically said for every page finish she got on Pandemic, which is the long dog sampler Pandemic, we had to work 5 days on our Pandemics. So what I will do, if it works, because when I tried it with Ali it wasn't working, but I will try it again. But I will try and insert a picture of where I was on Pandemic before I did my 5 days. And this is where I am now. So one of my neighbours is just waving to me. So this is where I am now. There we go. So I did quite a bit. I did nearly all that in 5 days. So I'm really pleased with how that is looking. So if everything goes to plan as well, what I can do is I can try and fit in at the end a few clips that I took in Stranraer when we were up there last, which I said I'd try and do. But as I said, it wasn't playing ball when I tried it with Yorkshire Dolly Mixtures. And if you haven't seen Yorkshire Dolly Mixtures, check us out. Me and Ali together are quite the double act, and we get quite a lot of comments on how people find us quite amusing. So that's Pandemic. If you don't know what I'm doing, I forgot to tell you what I'm doing it on. So it's 40 count. I think it's a Silver Moon, but it's a Zweigart fabric. I am using, it's a silk yarn. I don't know if you can see that or not. You can see the different shades of colouring in there. So it does look quite good when I'm stitching it up. And the yarn I'm using is, it's a spun silk 30/2 weight. So there we go. So it's something different, but the fact is it's still silk, isn't it? So that's Pandemic, so I shall put that down on my pile there. What else have I done? I bought myself a new setup, so I was trying all sorts out on this new setup, and I really enjoyed working on it. I'll show you that when I get to it. So I did a little bit more on Elizabeth Weston. So Elizabeth Weston is the Hands Across the Sea designs, and I was just working on this section here. So I finished this flower here and started on that section there. And I'm using the called for DMC in all the called for colours, and I'm really enjoying that. And the fabric I'm using is 40 count light mocha by Zweigart. So there we are. So as you can see, I've said it before, I've got the whole of the outline done, but this is the corner that I've been working on. I'm really pleased with how she's coming along. I've decided the projects I work on, I'm going to try and get 1,000 stitches in before switching it out to another project. I can usually do that in 5 days, so it's still part of 5 of 5. So, and if you're wondering what my 5 of 5 is, it's 5 projects that I work 5 days on each project. So there we go. So I'm really pleased with that, but she's a big girl. A big girl. But it keeps me out of mischief. You know. Apparently. But we won't go any further with that one. So that is Elizabeth Weston. So I'm really pleased with her. Pop her back in her bag. Now, the next was the Modern Folk Embroidery piece, which is this year's Sal. I can never remember the name of it. I think it's Reach for the Sky or Reach Upwards, something like that. So I've been working on that, and again, this is a 40 count. I do believe it's not barely nutty, something nutty. By. Oh God, C9 Dementia's setting in. Sparklies. Oh, that was hard work. So it's a 40 count piece, and I'm get it the right way up, Helena. And there we go. I'm working on the centre section, and again, if it works, I will insert a picture here of where I started on that. And I did on Saturday. I worked all day Saturday on it, because we were having a virtual stitching day. So I started, I'd say about lunchtime, worked till later that day. I've got a needle sticking out, and I got 1,010 stitches in it. This is why I like Pattern Keeper. I don't know why, but it's nice to know that you're actually doing some work, because it doesn't look like 1,000 stitches, you know, because it's all condensed. But there we go. Right. Each to their own, as they say. And as we know, there's no cross-stitch police out there, so we can do what we want. How you work is right for you. Don't let anybody else tell you any different. And with that one, I am using the call for thread, not the call for threads. The 2 shades I'm using on mine are the dark colour is Pink Sand by Weeks Dye Works, and the lighter colour is Baby's Breath. So there we go. So that is supposed to have a Q-snap in it, but I've been using my new setup. Got you all intrigued now, haven't I? I hope I have anyway. So, on Sunday, when Ali and I filmed the Yorkshire Dolly mixtures, it dawned on me that we have less than a year to work on our projects for, just get my Kindle. It's a project that we're doing for the, I'm losing it, I really am. Leap year project. Let me see if I can get it up on my Kindle and you can see what I'm working on. I don't know why I picked such a big project, but I did, and I think it's coming to bite me on the bum, as it were. So this is what I'm working on. It's easier to do it this way than trying to insert. So there we go. It's Elephant Stampede by Heaven and Earth Designs. I don't normally do full coverage, but the artwork is by Daniel Eskridge. So it's a lovely, and it's Elephant Stampede. So if you want to have a look. There we go. Getting reflection off my window. So that's what I'm working on. So I managed to get over 1,000 stitches done in this over the last few days. So, and I'm working to, I've decided to try and do page finishes rather than what I originally wanted to do, which was, as you can see, take it cross country, but I'm working on a page finish. So that's my first page finish, and this, as you can see then, that is the bottom corner of my second. So I'm nearly there. So I really do need to start working on that. The only trouble is, because it's full coverage, as you can see, it's going to be huge. It's got 260,000 stitches in it, which is a lot of stitches. So, and at the moment I'm on 18,000. Yep, there is 18,000 stitches done in there. So, and I'm using DMC, and I do believe this is 25 count easy guide. So you might not get to see that very often, but you see, I'm not all about the samplers. I do have other work as well. So, and I've got in a lovely elephant bag, which I got from, God's truth, Eleanor. So, Be Crafty Bags, which is on Facebook, and she does them to order, and you can provide your own fabric. So, and I also got on my threads, so you can see there's quite a lot and they're not all there, a thread drop from Hazel at Pretty Little Thread Keeps, and if you can see, she's actually done me one with, I don't know whether you can see that or not, with an elephant on. And I've also got an elephant little charm as well. I like elephants. Went on a safari a few years ago, obviously before the pandemic, with my daughter, and there was a herd of elephants, and we didn't get to see them. We got to see the odd one, but not the actual family herd. So, but never mind, I did get to see an elephant in the wild. That's the main thing. So that's my elephant stampede. Now the other one that I've been working on, I was working on it in Scotland the last time we went up, and I started working on it again a couple of nights ago. It's actually on my new setup at the moment, but if you're wondering what I am talking about, here we go. It is, there we go, Verabilia red, and she is looking lovely. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. So I mean, it's that long since I've been working on this that all my threads are in a box. I don't do that setup anymore. So I treated myself to a nudge. Now the nudge is it's a seat stand, so it fits just under my legs. So there we go. As you can see, that's the base of it. So if your legs fit just nicely under, so you put your leg there, so it goes like that, as you can see. And because I've got it, I don't really want to take it off, but there we go. There is red in her glory. As you can see, I've done quite a bit on red. If I do manage to fit those shots in from Scotland, you will see a shot that I was sat in the club, pub, bar in Stranraer for the supporters, and which is the supporters for the football club. My husband had gone to watch football, and I was sat in the bar stitching. And yes, I did have a gentleman ask me what I'm crocheting. Is that crocheting, hen? No, it's cross stitch. I swear blind it's the same guy that asked me last year as well. Let's see what he says tomorrow, because we're going up tomorrow as well. Fun and games. So that is what I've been working on since you last saw me. So I'm going to take red up to Scotland with me, because I've only done 400 stitches in her, so I want to do a few more. As I said, I want to try and get 1,000 stitches into everything, and then we'll take it from there, because it's basically whatever takes my fancy. So, but I am liking red. So I hope you do as well. And if you're wondering why there's a lot of space in there, little gaps, it's all for beads. There's quite a lot of beads to go in there. Let me see if I can, this is a mess. But as you can see, there is quite a lot of Mill Hill beads to go in there. So, how are we all doing on Miss Brown? I hope you're working well on her. So, Miss Brown, which is the Northumberland Sampler House Scottish Stitch Along 2023. And if you remember rightly, I am doing, let me just get her, I did the model stitch for it, which is here. And I'm proud to say that I've been asked to do the model stitch for next year's Stitch Along. So I have the starting of the new one. I'm going to keep you in a bit of suspense for that. But again, I am going to be using oak, which is a lovely, sorry about the crinkle, lovely fabric. And you see, we've got, Anita sends me everything that I need. She's only sent me the alphabet at the top to begin with, but I will be starting that shortly. So you need to watch this space and see how we get on. So Sorry about that. I just wondered what the noise was, and it's Millie that's just come into the room. Bless her. She was asleep upstairs in my office, stroke craft room. She's been keeping me company while I've been working. So, watch this face. Right then. What shall we go for now? Stitch kindness. You know, I like showing off my work. It's as simple as that. I like showing off my work. And I do this because it gives me a bit of confidence in myself. Brings me out of my shell. Although if you watch Yorkshire Dolly Mixtures, you'll think, what on earth is she on about? But there we go. And I've said, if you've not watched me on there, take a look. So, stitch kindness. I don't do this to get free stuff. I do it because I enjoy doing it. But it is nice when stitchers reach out to you and say, I've got this for you if you'd like it. So the lovely Gina, when we were talking a few weeks ago on my Flosstube, I was saying I would really, really like to do Anne Rayner. And she reached out. I don't know whether I've mentioned this on my Flosstube. I know I did it on Yorkshire Dolly Mixtures. But she reached out and she said, I've got Sarah Stewart Hardman for you. If you'd like it, I've bought 2 copies and I would like to gift you the other copy, which she sent me. Look, it's beautiful. And then on the back, so that's the original. And I thought, oh yeah, because it's a Yorkshire sampler, and as we know, I am a Yorkshire lass. And it's from Wakefield. And she sent me a lovely, like, note and everything. So we've got Sarah Stewart Hardman there, Anne Rayner there, and we've got another one that I didn't know about, which is Eliza Hemsworth. And if you look, there is a couple of cats on there with cat's eyes, and if you look, they are quite similar. So I've tried searching for Eliza Hemsworth without any luck. So that was Sarah Stewart Hardman. So thank you to the lovely Gina in regards to that. So got that, and then another stitcher from New Zealand reached out to me. She said, I've got Anne Rayner, I've stitched her if you'd like it. Well, how could I say no? So she sent me her copy of Anne Rayner. The pictures dropped down, but the picture's there. I've got Anne Rayner as well. And again, Wakefield. But not only did she send me this, and you didn't have to do this, Jo, but I love what you've sent me. So she sent me the chart, but she's also sent me a lovely project bag. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the fabric on there. So it's a flap over project bag. Look at the inside. Isn't that gorgeous? So clearly Anne Rayner needs to go in here, doesn't she? It's got a magnetic clasp on it as well, so I really do like that. Thank you so much. But she also sent me some fabric. So so the first one is, it's called, I think it's vintage 40 count, oh vintage 40 count exemplar. I've never used Lakeside Linens before, so I'm quite looking forward to using this. And there's it's a linear half, so isn't that lovely? I need to find something to go on that. And she also sent me a piece of 40 count vintage buttercream. Gorgeous. Well, thank you very much, Jo. You know, you didn't have to send me those things, but it's very kind of you, and I am eternally grateful to both you and Gina for the things that you've sent me. So thank you. So yeah, so my stitching supplies, I will definitely keep me busy for a long time. So oh, I feel like it's Christmas, getting all these things, but I am eternally grateful. So what else? A week today I go to Italy. Hello, you come to say hello. So my lovely sweetheart, she's going to the cattery soon, because we're going away. But my lovely cat Millie, are you gonna go come say hello? There we go. She is a tortoise shell. She looks dark, but she's actually, you can tell by fur there, she's a tortie. And she's a lovely cat. She's got lovely white hair underneath as well. Aren't you? Yeah. You're a sweetheart. Yeah. Put her down. She doesn't like being on camera. And when she does go on camera, it's normally her tail end. So when I'm in Italy next week, I can't wait. So I am going to be starting Anne Campion. So Anne Campion was the retreat release at the Scottish, not the Scottish, the Yorkshire retreat, but also at the symposium in the States by Hats. So Nicola, it was a retreat exclusive. It's a lovely black sampler. So I'm going to be starting that in Italy whilst I'm away. I'm using 103. But I only need one skein, or should I say one bobbin, and I can do that. And the other colours I can use, because they're only little bits, and the pinks, I've actually got my 103s that I'm using for Jane Fiddis. So there is like a nice pink there that I could use, or there's even a brighter pink. Oh, it doesn't look that pink on camera, but I can always substitute them with those, so I'm not having to break the bank, as it were, because these spools aren't cheap. So, and then I got a piece of, let's have a look, 40 count vintage country mocha. So I think she'll look lovely on that with the black. So I'm going to be starting that in a week's time when I get to Italy. So I think that's it. I've done well to get that all in half an hour. Wait a minute. I did get Blackbird Designs Crowns and Shields. That looks really nice. I mean, look at the It's something different, and I like how they've done it in red, variation in red, as well as the original, reproduction there. And inside there's also for a drum. So we've got the drum there, and as a flat there. So that's Brenda and Laura say, I owe the Blackbird. And then I got a copy of a punch needle and primitive stitcher. I've never bought it before. And there's some lovely, lovely designs in here. And there's also a tutorial from Vonna Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher, who showing you how to do a flat fold with that design. And I've got that upstairs. So it's a plum street, and so I might just have to fit that into my schedule. I need a permanent holiday, don't I? So I can just stitch and stitch and stitch and make myself happy. It'd be brilliant. So don't we all wish that? Don't we all wish that? It'd be fantastic if we could. But we need to fund our habit, as they say, and the only way a lot of us can do that is by working. So I like that as well. Hello spring. Although at the moment the sun is shining, and hopefully we'll have some warm weather on its way in the UK. It's been quite chilly of late and raining, but at the moment it's dry and sunny, and Alexa says it's 12 degrees, so it's a little bit below the average, but it's been cold on a night. We've had frosts, so at one point hubby had to bring all his new plants that he bought, his bedding plants, into the living room. So they didn't get frostbite overnight. So fun. So I hope you've enjoyed what I've had to show. There was somebody asked how long the base was on the Nerge, so they could actually look what hubby left behind. So I'm hoping that they watch here, so I can actually show it, but I can put it on the comments on Yorkshire Dolly Mixtures. And it is the width, sit still, is it's 40 centimetres is the width. It is widest. So chip pad, but I really like that. So I've had to buy hoops as well to go into it. And I've had to buy new hoops because my hoops, my original ones are too deep. So I've had to go for the next size down. So they're 240mm deep. And they need to be no more than 16mm deep. So I've had to go for that. Yeah, 24mm. 240mm be like that. It's been a long day, and I'm ready for a glass of wine, but I need to take the cat to the cattery and then do a bit of packing for 2 nights away. So I hope you all have a fantastic week. As I said, I will try and fit those clips in at the end. If I don't, please don't shoot me. I did warn you to begin with. So clearly the phone storage doesn't like it. So we'll have to look at another way in how to do this. But we'll see. Hopefully I will see you on Wednesday. If I don't, I will see you when I get back from Italy. Okay, take care everyone. Happy stitching and have a good weekend.